Jam, virtual acoustic poetry sessions by Kamitan Arts. And for today, we have the very special, the very blessed, prominent sister from the UKC, from the spoken word scene. May I present to you Fatima Kelleher.
Wow. Gosh.
Lovely to know that we're tuning in from all over the globe as usual, but predominantly from West. And why is that? Because West is best. No, I should have.
I'm coming in from Brixton Hill, South London. I'm sorry, but
that's okay.
I'll give
yeah,
you
you're right. It's okay.
I'll give you a little bit of credit because you know what?
God.
South East London is just another extension of Ladbroke Grove.
Who said I was in South East? I'm in Southwest. Southwest.
As a matter, still an extension of Ladbroke Grove.
The air in Southwest is different from the air in South.
So although I'm from West London, from a young age, I used to trek a lot to Brixton, yeah, to recite my spoken word, my word, sound and power. And tell me if I'm not accurate with this, but I do believe that is when I came across Fatima. It must have been in South. So back in the day, and I'm talking about nearly 2 decades ago, nearly, yeah.
It is probably 2 decades ago. Yes,
like
that is right.
Kindred Spirit, Organic Essence, Urban Griots, which Fatima Kelleher used to run with. Trek all the way to South. I'd be on like 2 night buses coming back home after like, you know, doing the spoken word venue crawl. You know, so yeah, that was when I met the beautiful Fatima Kelleher. And we do have 1 or 2 interesting stories, including the fact that people would sometimes think I'm her and she's me. Call it spirit sister connection, if you like. But literally. So Fatima Kelleher, so she's one of the co-founders of Urban Griots Collective. She is a representation for women and women's rights all over the globe. So, you know, before I bring you in to sort of share your spoken word, you know, as well as that, she's been a published poet as well. You know, you've done so much, Fatima. Fill me in, sis. Fill me in. It's been like 20 years.
I was gifted with an amazing father who had essentially spanned his lifetime, spanned the whole of the 20th century. And he had experienced so many different things and had gone through so many awakenings and journeys within himself as well. So I've written a lot of poems for him over the years, and I just wanted to start off actually with one that I wrote for him some years back, and which I dedicate to him, which kind of gives some idea of the kind of, you know, father he was as the dad of a girl child. I call it Clueless. You took me to the mosque, showed me how to pray on the mat beside you, mimicking your motions as we faced east. Young child that I was, too young to know I was transgressing a boy child's rights. Too naive to hear those behind us saying, only the clueless convert would do that. And when the girls in Gyambu painted my nails and put kwali on my eyes, you watched in neutral and helped me to string a bow, already deciding that when the day came, those choices were mine alone. Such inevitabilities, however, could wait during summer holidays from school as Michael Johnson's golden trainers made the double and we hollered joyously like louts at the telly in unison. But then when in youth, I defiantly declared myself far redder than your own pink-tinged leanings, I grieved as the god became a man and ignored that your joy remained palpable despite our constant locking of horns. Today, I pray alone while you reside in my spine, straightening flailing resolve when arched feet struggle for the right path, cautioning that some tears should not be saved for the blindness of night. For so long, I had longed to be the son that you lost. But you took me to pray on that mat beside you, girl child that I was, showing me how to claim as my own these child's rights. Young child that I was, too young to hear you thanking God, to know that in the end, you are not just satisfied. Thank you, and that's my first piece there.
Thank you, Fatima. May your father rest in divine peace and power.
Thank you.
I'll share this piece for my mum. It's an ode for my mum. I wrote it quite a while ago, and I believe I shared it last year as well for Mother's Day. When we first started the VAP sessions, it was around, I think the taster ones where we were still testing things out were around World Poetry Day. I think that was a spontaneous adaptation to online when everything closed down. So maybe a few weeks after then I had shared the mama piece. If you can keep it up, that would be great. I place a crown to your head. You are the original empress, queen of my life. You deserve the best mother and father anyone could ever have. You are a strong soldieress with a kind fairy tale. Similar, we are so connected through the stars. You begot me first. You are a divine art. Mama, sacrifice so much in order to offer and to uphold the very best liberty a mother could give to her child. On this special day commemorated on planet Earth, I kiss you hand to foot for all the love and care you've given me, the sleepless nights, the bads and the good. Oh, at times I'm misunderstood. I upset you sometimes. I beg you to forgive me for any stress I've ever added to your life. I love and appreciate you this evening. The Nile. Mama, inspiration by far. You are my hope in this life, eternally my shining star. You are the queen, the Malika, the true Nefertiti of my heart. You are the queen, the Malika, the true Nefertiti of my heart. Mama, Mama, you are the queen, the Malika, the true Nefertiti of my heart. You are the queen, the Malika, the true Nefertiti of my heart. Mama, thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful princess.
Thank you for joining in. I know there's some syncing issues, but you know, we overcome and we keep it going and flowing just like the River Nile.
So the next piece now is is what I call my hair poem, right? So many years ago, like somebody said to me, "Don't you have a hair poem?" And I remember thinking, why should I have a hair poem? And it was this kind of thing where it was almost like it was trying to say that, you know, like every woman of African descent needed to have a hair poem because, you know, like we all go through some kind of existential crisis breakdown regarding our hair.
We love Fatima's hair though. We love Fatima's hair. I remember them long twists.
Well, you know, the thing is, I think everybody has an existential like crisis with their hair, regardless of what race you are and regardless of what gender you are. You know, I think that happens at various points in everybody's life. And then I'm sure that there'll be loads of brothers having kind of like beard crisis at some point, because we've got like flourishing beards all over the place at the moment, which look great, by the way. But so I wrote this piece because 2 years ago I shaved all my hair off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'd been wanting to do it for a long time, and I did it kind of, you know, after my son turned 1. I had wanted to do it when he was born, but I was glad I didn't, and I'll talk about that in a second as well. And the thing is, like, I wrote this piece during the first year of motherhood, and for me it was like, I realized as I was writing it that I wasn't just writing about what got me to the place where I decided to shave off my hair. I was also writing about my labor. I've got 2 names for it at the moment. It's called Push, but it's also called Samsonite Sis. I can't quite make up my mind which one I want it to be. So this is it. Push it all out, she said. Let the best and the worst of everything nourish each strand. Watch as those locks glisten with the pain your flesh can't handle and the joy you hoard in your self-doubt. And so I've pushed. I've marveled as they stretched beyond my feet, a meaty train of curls absorbing all triumphs, oxidizing every mistake. The knowledge, the grief, the love, the guilt, the jokes, the bullshit, the belly laughs, the depths, the sex, the good and the bad, the abstinence, the beats, those received, those dealt, those danced to, the hate, the shared, the hidden, the knowledge, the lot of it. In each new home that I've bled in, I've shimmied across my walls. They've shimmied across my walls, my floors, feasted on the skin cells in my dust like carnivorous roots and wrapped themselves ecstatically around the ones I've loved. Weightless, even when carrying all the burdens this irresponsible body has run from. Effortless, pulling back my shoulder blades like a butterfly on the verge of a flex. But once clear oils lubricating follicles have now become muddied, the red and the green no longer know their channels, and I have become lost. Still, I cannot stop pushing, rebelliously growing each new confused inch, refusing to accept that shabby has become the crown, once elongating the neck, now a curtain hiding the face, unable to hold its own, dependent on the history of it all. I can't stop pushing. So push one last time, she says. Make it count, and then just chop, chop. After all, who cares if you don't have the face for it? And that's that. Thank you.
Fatima Kelleher! Push and push some more. I think Salt and Pepper are going to have a problem there with plagiarism.
If only I could drop it as rhythmically as them, though.
Oh, it's so lovely to have you with us.
No, thank you. It's lovely being here.
Let's do I Am a Tree, and then I have something special to share with you all. Oh.
I am a tree. Are you jealous of me? My branches stretch to faraway lands, hands unchained, brush of soft sand, link land and sea, caress waves, shake slippery seaweed. I am a tree. Are you jealous of me? I shape and shift, I drift, seized by wind, I fan a breeze. Blown, blustered, flustered at night, clustered stars compensate fright. Remind me I can be anything. I am a tree. I am me. I am poetry. I am a tree. Are you jealous of me? I am a tree. I am a tree. Poetry, emotion. Thank you. Thank
Love it, love it, love it. Thank
Oh,
you.
Thank you.
Sarah,
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Anna. Thanks.
Thank thank you for sharing. And this is very relevant because they've been cutting up some trees in our area in Ladbroke Grove. And really, we do need the trees, you know. They are our roots. They are our connection with nature. The trees also give us the breath of life. So, and besides that, you know, the gentrification of Ladbroke Grove, North Kensington and beyond is certainly not appreciated.
No, 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 no.
I am whole. I am home. I am well within my soul. I am whole. I am home. I listen to my soul. I am whole. I am home. I am well within my soul. I love myself enough to know my self-worth. I love myself enough to give myself what I deserve. Projecting prosperity into the heart of my being. Being in the presence, appreciating my life, myself in all its essence. I have a duty to myself as a person of integrity, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and intellectually. Need to keep myself in check and raise the vibrancy. I will not let myself down. Neither will I let my family down. Lioness with a crown, with an open heart and an open mind and soul. I am whole. I am whole. I listen to my soul. I am whole. I am whole. I am well within my soul. I'd like to invite you all to affirm with me these words, sound and power. When you're ready to unmute yourselves, and we will be saying together, I am whole.
I am whole.
I am home.
I am home.
I am whole.
I am well within my soul.
I am well within my soul.
I am whole.
I am whole.
I am whole.
I am whole.
I am
home.
I listen to my soul.
I listen to my soul.
Amen. Ashe.
Woo!
Blessings, blessings. We could have extended it further as we do. We have shared this one before and we just kind of vibes, but as it's already quite late in the evening, I thought I'd keep it short and sweet. Fatima, it's so beautiful to have you with us.
Thank you.
I'm going to share this.
Go
Oh
on.
yes, of course. Oh wow! Look at
wow.
that.
Oh my
Julia
gosh!
Tomlin does our bless.
Oh my gosh! That's amazing. Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
That is beautiful.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, Julia.
Thank you.
Jasmine sharing.
If I had wings and could fly, I'd fly higher and reach for the sky. I'd touch the stars and look at the cars as tiny as ants racing by. If I had wings and could fly, I'd say what a great sight in my own eye. I'd spread my wings and spy on the kings who spoil the rich in Dubai.
Well done. It definitely has rhythm and rhyme and repetition. Really well done, Jazzy. Really well done.
I would feel relieved. Why wouldn't anyone tell me what's going on over the world? That's a stress. But when I come down to land, I'll feel stressed. Everyone keeps asking me where would I go. It's my chance to say so. I'm the one with the wings.
One with the wings.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well done. Thank you, Stephen. It's all clap for Stephen. Thank you. And this is
So this one is a piece that I wrote a little while back, actually, a few years back. It's more of a spoken wordy piece. So basically, from time to time, I will experiment and I will write in my mother tongue, what was my mother tongue, which is Hausa. It's not my mother tongue anymore. Rather, it is, but it's now more of a second language because after my family moved to the UK, I lost a lot of it. And then I've had a process of trying to get it back. So Hausa is a very large African language, actually, and is very widely spoken. But I'll get my sister and my mum, who are actually fluent in it, to check to make sure that I'm using it correctly. So this piece, I'm calling it Day to Day. Day to day, I'm injecting these shots, saccharine sweet but synthetic. I take them neat, dodging my needs, my hopes with the swerve of a cheetah. There are lions now tamed, tigers that slumber. Is it only the fearful who say those who are clever should always avoid trouble? And then I hear the ether state. Muryanki da daɗi kamar iska, amma ba komai. Karki shiru, dan Allah karki shiru. Muryanki da daɗi kamar iska daga itace. That which is yours is going to taste sweeter when you save it from the remains of your struggle. Blunt teeth made ineffectual fear the fruit seeds my blood has sown, but my will finds hard to reap. My dreams have always seemed too steep, so I'll just tread tender, become a member, 0.001% of somebody else's agenda. I've smoked on gadgets and garms like they were the purest weed. At night, I'm tackling sleep like I would soothe an irate lover, cowering under covers, coaxing the winsome lips of sandmen empowered with all my heavens and all my horror. Hearts roaming 30,000 leagues in search of honor, but flesh-covered common sense conjures visions of dissidents who suffered. So when life becomes tense, I'm flirting with decadence, embracing the bliss, the sense of ignorance. Don't be silent. In the name of God, don't you be silent. Your voice is as sweet as the breeze from the trees, and that which is yours will always taste sweeter when you finally claim it from the remains of this struggle.
Thank you.
This is from Wednesday, from when we did your when we did your poetry with art.
Poetic inspiration.
And I loved it. So I've just been working on it just at the beginning there because I didn't have time. But this is what I got from it was If I Had Wings or If I Could Fly, for everybody.
Inspired by the Wings of an Eagle painting by Shazan Taharka, Shazan poetess from the Wednesday VAP art session. So
I was inspired by what you said, what the kids said, those amazing kids. Anyway, if I could fly, winged serpent I would scope the sky, my beady eye observing the world, around buildings, skyscrapers, looking on the high flyers without chastity. Eye-to-eye contact with the buzzard, the eagle, swish, swoop, loop the loop, aeroplane, stream, stinging my eyes, acidic clouds, screaming to a halt when the time comes to leave my dream. Oh, it was away from the troubled earth. Now it's trailed on my pillow for the next time. Thank you.
Wendy Young.
Thanks.
I just thought I'd share some of the artwork in the same time.
If I Could Fly, yes.
Yeah.
That was the original piece of artwork of Wings of an Eagle by Shazan.
So this piece is called Hovering, and I really wanted to just talk about this piece a little bit because, you know, there's been a lot of some talk about depression in the last week, obviously because of what's been happening with, you know, the whole Markle situation, and I think we talk about depression quite a lot from time to time. But you know, the one thing that we don't talk about, or I don't hear spoken about that much, is postpartum depression, postnatal depression, and I think there are very definitive reasons for that. And postpartum depression, a lot of it, you know, can be about feeling like a bad mother, or you will be made to feel like you're ungrateful for the blessing that you've been given, you know, and again, you know, some of the feelings that are evoked in that are actually to do with the feeling that you don't deserve this. But for every woman, it's different, you know, as I understand it. And it's really hard, though, to actually just say that this is something that you have suffered from. So I call it hovering. I failed her, or she failed me. I don't know which. But I do know that I left her that day. I roared my way free and hovered above her head, dispassionately reviewed the stirrups holding numb feet with toenails painted orange, the brow furrowed, wet and deep, her grimace locked in one final breath, bringing life. She still looked calm, though. They all kept saying that. And that's because they couldn't see me. I'd made sure of it. I'd slammed those doors shut behind her pupils the moment it all started to go so magnificently wrong. Allowed her to remain the epitome of our grace, and I to burn as the epicenter of our hot mess. Damn her, because if anyone could have, she bloody well should have birthed like a boss. I did eventually return. 3 months, 6 months, a year, who knows? The ether is not linear. No fanfare, a gentle descent, and with a click, I locked back into her. We're cool, probably. But every day at 2 minutes to 1, I can still hear her whisper, "You ungrateful bitch." And that's that.
Fatima Kelleher, unmute and just
Thank you, Fatima.
Thank you.
If I had wings, I would spread my limbs and I would go around the world and swirl and swirl. I would see clouds, but would have a large crowd. I would feel lots of different emotions while soaring through the sky, and I wouldn't stop until I fell asleep, snoring through the morning sky.
well done, Isaac. I also use the word to soar. I would soar so high. So well done.
Yeah, lovely.
If I had wings, I would dream of swimming the desert and walking the seas. If I had wings, I would gaze at the people who cling to the earth. If I had wings, I would touch the fingertips of clouds and glide on the wind's breath. If I had wings, I would fly to a rooftop and watch the beautiful world spin on its axis, and I would gaze at the twinkling bright stars above me.
Wow,
Well done.
We poetess.
Some great detail there. Lionel, can you read?
So my last piece is a complete homage to International Women's Month, International Women's Day, and it is sticking with the theme of motherhood. You know, so as I've said, I think motherhood is canonized, and it's something that actually, you know, we do need to be wary of because of this pressure that women have. I call this piece Matrilineal Legacies 2 because it's like a part of a series of pieces that I'm writing around that. And this one's called The Cloth, or First, Second Mother. It's kind of an homage to the many women who have, you know, made up my life as mothers, but the many women who I believe will continue to mother each other's children as we go forward, regardless of whether they are mothers themselves or not. So this is called The Cloth, First, Second Mother. She's worn it for as long as I can remember. Blue, red, green, a hint of yellow, the block print slightly off, it shimmers still 40 years deep. Mommy had swapped it with Mama when they both accepted that the ocean and the sky had successfully contrived to split their love, one to remain warm, even in Hamatan, the other to embrace periodic cold winds in that place where their language rarely carries. Deliberately choosing not to gift the shiny or the new, instead they swapped what had already been owned and worn and had begun to soften on middle-aged frames, already comfortable in resilient skins. Second-hand, but still recent enough and loved enough to miss. Never forget, Mommy was the first second mother to hold you when you were born. But they'd had no idea how long they would be apart, of the widowhood they would each weather alone, of the creaks and the aches and the ops to come as years lengthened and their bodies shrunk. But this cloth has hung to dry every week in the chilly English air since '83, and those colours clearly have a plan to vibrate eternally. She gives it to me now, silently, a wordless gift, no platitudes needed for a story that has hummed among us for so long. I immediately hoist him onto my back with it. Tiny hot puffs hit the spot between my shoulder blades. His restless feet wriggle and scrape my waist. Carrying him in its aged softness is their daily blessing. A softness deepened over decades whilst wrapped around both their hips, now running smooth as river water over mine. Thank you.
Show some love, unmuted. Show some love to Fatima Kelleher. Thank you so much, darling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful women today. Yes, and it's Mother's Day on Sunday indeed. So sharing that love to the mothers, them, and the women in your life.
Thank you.
So sorry, I don't know if she's going to like me for it, but I just asked Dawn if she's okay, and it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I know everybody would want to know.
Only love for you, Dawn. You love. Happy birthday.
Good for you. Have a few of them. Happy
birthday,
dear Dawn. Happy birthday to you.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yay. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I thought
Thank you for letting us know, because I know some people like to stay quiet.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well. She's not going to come on and say, oh, it's my birthday, by the way.
That's not really my style. Well, thank you, Wendy. Thank you, everyone.
But I hope you've had a brilliant day, satisfying and joyful day with your loved ones.
I have. I've been very spoiled. I've been out on one of those walks where it's like all 4 seasons in a day's weather. Hail, rain, sunshine, everything.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm very spoiled. I'm about to have dinner with my husband, so.
It's so lovely to have you with us here on your Earth Day, Dawn. It really
thank
is.
you. No.
Thank you to you all. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, everybody.
Sarah,
Nice seeing you all again. You take care.
And thank
Bye, Sarah.
Plus,
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Have a blessed night.
Bye.
VAP JAM by Kamitan Arts.